let's talk about the radical gender ideology. I mean, because this guy, this is why I said when this broke, he's a wolf in sheep's clothing, because he's super fun and he kicks his leg and he cheers and he touches his heart like, oh, I feel you. Oh, this is wonderful. And meantime, as far as I can tell, Tim Walz can't get enough of allowing minors to chop off body parts and go on the dangerous medical course that sterilizes them. Even where their parents object, he will interfere so they can do it in Minnesota.
Yeah, this is by far the most radical governor we've ever had in Minnesota. This trans refuge law, as you're talking about, allows children who, without parental permission, to seek, this so-called gender-affirming care in this state, and that's something that passed in St. Paul at the state within the state legislative session this year. That I think many people didn't really even know about. I mean, we were covering it daily over here at Alpha News, but for the most part, if the Star Tribune was reporting it, you were lied to about that as well. And I know you've talked about the tampons in boys' bathrooms, which has become such a hot topic now, which is completely reality. These legislators rejecting Republican amendments to limit these menstrual products just to female bathrooms. And you hear again and again in the testimony from the lead author of this bill who says no. Basically these need to go in boys' bathrooms as well. I know you've played the clips on your show too. These are their own words. There's kind of this debate now between, spirit of the law, letter of the law. But if you take a look at the actual hearing itself, and we were, putting these clips out on X and putting them out on social media so people can just hear these conversations for yourself. Because even, 5 years ago, could you even imagine that this would be discussed in your in your state capital? But I can't tell you how very little attention that received at the time. And now you have the local media twisting themselves up into pretzels once again to try to sell that this didn't happen. Yes, it did. It's actually in the bill.
It is 100% in the bill. And I defy anybody. All these people trying to fact check me are not lawyers. Read the letter of the statute. It is there, black and white, on what they are allowed to do, what they must do. And there is a mandate that you provide these products in all bathrooms used by menstruating students. And if you have a, quote, trans boy, which means girl pretending to be a boy, and this girl uses the boys' bathroom, and you don't have a gender-neutral bathroom, guess what? The tampons must, under the letter of the law, be placed in there. That's the letter. And as you point out, this is what the sponsor of the law said. This very thing came up. Here's SOT 57 for those of you who haven't heard it.
So the products must be available to all menstruating students. I think there was some discussion earlier about boys' bathrooms. And would that allow a school district, at least especially in the elementary age, to not have to put these products into the boys' bathroom?
This bill requires that schools provide free period products in all student bathrooms grades 4 through 12. Trans boys menstruate, and they use boys' bathrooms and would need these products. In order to ensure that all menstruating students have full access to period products, it is important that we include them in all bathrooms where trans students who menstruate may need to access them.
That's it. I mean, it's just done. And now what's happening is you got like CNN saying, well, of the 300 Minnesota districts, we talked to 15 who are only putting them in girls' rooms and gender-neutral bathrooms. And they notoriously skirt the issue of, first of all, what about the 285 other jurisdictions? And what about the jurisdictions that do not have a gender-neutral bathroom? What are they doing? And what about the jurisdictions that don't have a gender-neutral bathroom and have a so-called trans boy? Because you heard Sandra Feist, the representative who sponsored the whole bill, say that girl pretending to be a boy needs her period products in the boys' room.
Yeah, it is so crazy to me, even hearing that clip, which I've probably listened to it 100 times at this point. I just can't even believe that this is real life. These are the conversations that we're having, and people think that this is the right road to go down. Is really wild to me. And I will say, over at Alpha News, we've covered so many people. I did a whole segment about people who've left Minnesota and their reasons for it. And Tim Walz is always up there within their top reasons. Now, remember, he didn't even actually carry his congressional district when elected as governor this second time around. Rural Minnesota has really turned on him for these lies and pushing these progressive policies. It's interesting. I've kind of been helping some national news crews to find people to talk to, and there was a reporter who went down to southern Minnesota who said she talked probably 100 people at an event, and she could not find one person to say anything nice about this guy. And you also actually even have the press going to his home state of Nebraska that I've been reading comments from as well. And they're struggling to find anybody. They all say, great, he's from here, but I'm not going to be voting for this guy. And there's still so many more skeletons, I think, in his closet. And I know you've talked about his ties to China, and there's so much more there. It's interesting. I'm not sure if the guy actually even knows who he is himself, as we've seen him kind of take on this chameleon-like caricature, even at these rallies these last couple weeks. Again, not something you ever saw in Minnesota.
Do you owe back taxes or have unfiled returns? Well, along with hiring tens of thousands of new agents and field officers this year, the IRS kicked off 2024 by sending over 5 million pay-up letters to those who have unfiled returns or balances owed. Don't waive your rights and speak with them on your own. That's a mistake. Don't do it. Tax Network USA is a trusted tax relief firm, and they've saved over $1 billion in back taxes for their clients, and they can help you secure the best deal possible. Whether you owe $10,000 or $10 million, they can help you. Whether it's business or personal taxes, even if you have the means to pay, or if you're on a fixed income, they can help. Finally, resolve your tax burdens once and for all. Call them at 800-245-6000, 1-800-245-6000, or just visit tnusa.com/Megyn. Don't let the IRS control your life. Empower yourself with Tax Network USA support and take charge of your financial future. tnusa.com/Megyn. Go there today. Thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.